That's from the Blues Brothers.
Better band.
I can agree with that.
Anyhow, we're on a mission from God.
Correct. I'm gonna go let my dog in real quick. I was gonna cold open, but since I'm letting my dog in, if you want to give a recap while I'm doing that, that's great.
Let's just not. Let's just cold open.
It's fine by me.
Remember what happened last time, Konnor?
I think I could maybe piece it together.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be bullied into doing it this time again.
Okay, I have a question though, Konnor. What if we gave you all of your spell slots?
No.
I got Moto's confident that he can make that call.
I can.
What'd you say?
There's no reward for doing it anymore, so you simply have to make up your own reward now. But it's too late now.
Wait, is it too late for him or too late for me?
It's too late for everyone.
Oh, okay. Because I want that ship, and I'll give a recap for that ship.
Oh, for the ship.
That's my reward that I'm making up for myself.
Incredible.
Hey, that's Moto's rules. And Moto's rules go.
Them's his rules. But no, I'll give the damn recap. Last session, we started in the middle of our fight. Well, prepping for it anyway. Isha working on doing her thing to the Veil. Our ship got intruded. We're alongside another ship. The rest of the party jumped over to that one, just absolutely wailing on them. Steris stayed on the arcs and fought off the few that came over to mess with us. We were able to dispatch that other ship. They ended up retreating, and we got contacted by Acolyte Ruhaira asking us what's going on with the Veil, as they're noticing that it's weakening due to what Isha is doing to it. Steris urged them to trust Isha. We ended up continuing in combat as our ship was boarded by these Valkyries and this prophet made up of a bunch of little creatures of some kind. We ended up just wailing away at them. The fight is taking a bit of a turn as we got hit with a vampiric exsanguination that really fucked us all up. And Isha struggled for a brief moment to enact her plan, asking the party for help. We maneuvered the ship to get closer to her. We're not quite there yet, but it seems like the tide is turning, and perhaps she won't need our assistance and instead could maybe help us out.
Thank you very much. Anyone want to jump in with comments or corrections before I start rolling?
The ship descends.
The ship. Boy, does it. But first, Isha is descending, in fact. A pinpoint of light falling from the sky in the distance as the Arx was quickly approaching, trying to render aid. A line of blazing threads trail from that point of light up to the first fallen, crisscrossing across the tower, wrapping around it. The threads slip and unwind as Isha falls and pulls these threads along the sheer face of the tower. It almost looks like all of this divine thread will simply slide off the city-sized obelisk until it suddenly tightens and catches. The fraying threads of the weakened veil twisting and straining, cracks suddenly emerging in the perfect obsidian surface of the now bound vessel from the sudden pressure of all of those divine threads. Then the pull of the thread reaches the center of the first fallen, the point on the spindle where all of these hanging lines from the torn veil are being wrapped and now pulled taut. And suddenly the entire blue sky above you all is tugged inward toward that point. The edge of the Voidworm's burnt tear in the veil in the sky, that hole that he punched through, bunching up like fabric against the tower-like ship. As it does, those cracks that started at the bottom of the ship, they quickly cascade toward the center, where a white, hot light suddenly breaches through and sends another wave of cracks, bright as the sun, branching and splitting toward the top and the bottom of the vessel, now caught in that tear. Before they even finish their journey, the center of the ship cracks and collapses inward before erupting in an electric blue fireball, ripping the ship apart in one go from the middle outward, flinging stone and debris upward and downward in every direction, the shockwave blasting many of those remnants away before they can be consumed by the ensuing fireball. As for the threads, the veil, you see them kind of spin and wind and whip and pull like they were caught in a blender as they get caught in this blast, unraveling the tapestry that makes up this part of the veil in an instant. Long strands torn loose and blown to dust by this blazing blue and white fireball that keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. Almost immediately, the Veil Spire, much closer than you, disappears in the white-hot center of that light. The smaller keep that was dancing around it swatted away like a fly. A trail of dust kind of flying behind it as it gets knocked away by the shockwave. The shockwave, not the fireball, flattens the grass in the courtyard of the Arcs as it reaches you guys, scatters much of the water in the accidental pond in the courtyard into a fine mist, and does its level best to flatten all of you mid-battle. Go ahead and give me some fortitude saves to stay on your feet.
Question. What if we're in the air?
Mm-hmm.
Same roll? Same stuff?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it will still be, if you're flying, it will still be a fortitude save.
All right.
Do you want hidden or...
Also, I say all of you, not Isha here. Doesn't need to be hidden, no. Also, I apologize. Do not refill your mythic points just yet. Go ahead and...
What?
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
You can gain 1 for defeating one of the Valkyries just a moment ago. So everyone can...
I'm the one that landed the killing blow. Can I have 2?
No.
Unfair, but I'll allow it.
Let's see.
Sire, the game is paused.
Game is paused, yes. That should not prevent rolls, but yeah. So far... Let me see here real quick. The DC here is 28. So right now, Steris and Turkon fail. Although I think, Turkon, do you have a thing that upgrades your degree of success? Or is that only a success to a crit success?
Only a success to a crit success.
Got it. All right. If you have failed this, you will be knocked prone. Let's see. Let me target you all real quick. Also, I will need one from Armis. This won't, like, double the damage you take, but one of you can get knocked to the ground and one of you cannot. You know, get rid of it. Here's the damage for it.
Okay, good.
If you have succeeded, you take half of this. If you failed, you take full.
Well, there
Goodness.
goes the temp HP that I just got.
Scene, since you had a little cushion of air below you, do you have an actual levitation thing?
Yeah.
Okay. We will say that levitation counts as resistance 5 to this damage, so you will take slightly less.
That really put me
I
at 1
slightly less.
HP.
By slightly less, do you mean 0?
Um,
Or less than 4?
4 is correct. 4 is where you should be. Turris, you were in the air, correct? Who is flying here? You're in the air?
Both.
Since
Yeah,
this is
both-
like
both of us.
knocking the ship away at the same time, we'll consider this like another. You can have 5 resistance to this damage as well. So,
Oh, thank God, I have 6 HP.
as this is happening, you feel this. You feel the arcs as you get flattened or not. You feel the arcs kind of like lurch once beneath your feet from the shockwave, and then your stomach and the arcs kind of drop before you can process Crystal saying, "Diverting all power to shields." The mental message cutting in line past your now ringing ears as the shockwave hits and the fireball itself approaches. The scintillating blue field, almost pathetically dark and dull now compared to the white-blue inferno above you, closes just as the flames reach it, easily catching up to your freefall and consuming the entirety of your vision outside of that force field. You can see the top of the shield dome bowing, pressing inward, and you know pretty instinctively that's not supposed to do that. The magic, the power keeping you in the air was cut to protect you from that fireball. And so the arcs is now in freefall. All of that said, Isha, you already did quite a number on this turn, but you technically, I think, still have 2 actions left. As you see the battlefield above you kind of consumed in this flame, including the arcs. The arcs disappears in the white fireball that is following your action here. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm just like trying to catch up to the arcs as it's falling.
Sounds good. You can spend your actions moving to the arcs. You will be.
I guess really what's happening is I'm using my actions to not fly.
Got you. Right. You are maneuvering toward the arcs.
Yes, I'm like using my actions to not fly, and then I guess when I start, I guess I'll prepare a reaction to like stop myself when I like kind of like get within range of it.
Got you. Yeah, you're kind of moving. You are kind of navigating laterally to get toward the arcs, as kind of a shotgun blast of cart to cottage sized stone fragments is heading toward you as well. Can you give me an acrobatics just to maneuver through that? Excellent. All right, you manage to weave through these chunks of rocket debris. You will arrive kind of at the edge of the arcs right here at the end of your turn. I don't know where your other token is anymore, so I'm going to move you here. And as it kind of gets flung out of the fireball intact, you get to the edge of it. A little hole opens in the shield just long enough for you to slip through. And you arrive. And that'll be your turn. Scene. Go ahead.
Okay. Question about the spell shape, widen on
Yes.
Tuveshtab. Can that only be used on Tuveshtab spells, or can I use it for any of my spells?
Correct. Only through spells cast through Tuveshtab.
Hey. Another question.
Yes.
Is there any way that I can heighten Tuveshtab spells? Like, for instance, Soothe.
Soothe is, I believe, automatically heightened to all ranks that you can cast through your through the winding of Tuveshtab. So you could cast a 4th rank Soothe here if that's what you're looking to do, or a 3rd rank, or a 2nd rank.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool to do a 4th rank, which I would have to give up a 2nd level spell slot or 2 first levels to have the charges for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick. Oh, sweet. Did you just
Yeah, I added
make
I
it?
added the Soothes to those
Thank
levels.
I will give up a 2nd level. Give myself 4 charges. Who is around me and needs to be helped?
Yes.
All of us, everyone.
Everyone needs help. Which I know.
Turn most of all.
This sucks.
Soothe definitely isn't a heal everyone spell, but you know, you have.
If
Oh,
you're
God.
able to heal somebody to full, I can take advantage of that. But other than that,
I will correct you, Konnor, because you do need to actually do 4 total spell levels of
He had 2.
spells.
He had
Oh, he
2
has 2,
charges. Yeah, 2 charges stored.
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Okay, this doesn't feel great because my turn is followed by 2 of their turns.
Oh, you know what?
Um,
I did forget to make them all.
Yeah, did they?
I'm
roll?
getting there. All right. Where's the button? There we go.
It's there.
I, for one, trusted in Varys,
don't
which is why I
have-
didn't say anything.
Okay. They all
they're all fine.
take half. They all take 12. Which
They also fall
is-
prone. No, because you said
it is
that's-
area damage. It is also physical. Okay, so that evens out for that then. They do not fall prone now. They would have had to fail.
So dumb.
Oops. Nope, I meant to.
Sorry, I know that I'm gonna soothe. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything else I can do to like. I don't know. Do I have something that I forgot about that lets me like mess with people's initiative?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Messing with initiative mid combat is very uncommon for spells.
Is there anything that lets you? I'll do my soothe stuff while I'm asking this. But
Okay, it does
there
take
anything that
one
lets-
extra action to target another person to do the widen anyway, so that might be your whole turn.
it's fine. Okay, I'm thinking out loud. Is it better to target?
Everyone
I'm wondering,
is
is it better to target? And it's okay if no one answers this. I'm just thinking out loud. Should I target Steris because Steris, I think, has the most healing capabilities?
My healing capabilities are depleted at the moment. I have one item and one reaction. An item I plan to use on myself if I survive that long.
There's not a bad target here.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, you do not have to make a decision. It just has to be 2 people.
I'd say give it to Turris since he's definitely next to the Prophet.
I'm in danger.
mean-
And
Turris
at 1
is in
HP,
a-
or 6 HP.
Big Turris is definitely like looking woozy and like looking like a tower that's about to fall over. And also is in between a bunch of people.
How do I? Is it Shift T? Yeah.
All right.
That is for Steris and Turris.
Alrighty. um.
Turris, take your healing.
Excellent. Oh. I have some health now.
This Valkyrie, kind of in the middle of you all, looking a little rough themselves, and still on the ground, in fact. They are going to spend 1 action to stand up. And then they're going to start casting a spell. Casting heroism on themselves. They are bathed in kind of a golden light that emanates from their wings and then overcomes their form and brightens their weapon. As for the Prophet, he kind of steadies himself as this shockwave hits and looks up kind of in shock at watching in shock as the tower that he commanded explodes and the fireball engulfs this place.
Right back.
Okay. His eyes are kind of going to narrow, and he is going to turn. He's going to spend 2 mythic points, 1 to hit this creature with mythic proficiency. The sudden interloper that has arrived.
Oh, he doesn't realize he's one of his guys?
It's not one of his. When they said don't mistake this for an ally. Oh, Joe. Okay. When your correspondents from the Veilspire said do not mistake our troublesome cargo for an ally, they didn't mean it was a void creature. They just meant, here's some questionable help.
That makes more sense.
It is a wild animal. So yeah, strikes with mythic proficiency for 1 mythic point, for the other, some like purple the hammer seems to like draw out some of the life essence from this creature as just pure mana that he absorbs into himself as he uses a second mythic point to recharge an ability. I guess technically he still has another action. Ah, yes. He's going to spend his other action turning to this fairly fresh Valkyrie over here, past Turris, and say, all is not lost. Go destabilize the core. Make sure that this vessel falls from the sky and our mission will still be a success. And the Valkyrie kind of looks over and just gives a nod. Sarah's, go ahead.
All right. So, from the ground, I will consume the last Harvest of the Dryad I have.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad indeed. From where I am prone on the ground, can I reach to your con, or do I need to move in order to do battle medicine?
You can reach him right here.
Fantastic. So I will target. Oh no! I'll use my singular. We have one, right?
Correct.
I will use my singular mythic point to do better than that. Ugh. Or
it is better.
or not. Okay. Sorry, buddy. I think perhaps Turkon sees like Steris is trying to heal, but she like her hands are shaking. She's struggling from where she's lying prone on the ground to do what she needs to do to help him. I have one quickened action and one regular action left. I going to use Slither to remain prone, crawl up next to this Valkyrie, and then I will use my final action to Shielding Strike.
Ah, excellent. Okay. Hit by 0.
Amazing. All right, and that raises my shield and it recharges my spell strike.
All right. So they just surround themselves in this heroic light, and then you cut low on them somewhere, probably like leg or something, and they kind of like drop to one knee.
Yeah, she's like slithering around like the legs of Armis here to slash them at the knees.
Below their
fine,
guard.
it's fine.
Chris, go ahead.
Let's see here. My question for my turn.
Yes.
I'm not
sorry,
able
I'm
to
back.
cast spells. Welcome back. I'm not able to cast spells at the moment with my my battle form here.
Correct, yeah.
But am I able to use items? that have spells attached to them?
Items? Good question. Ought to be able to, I think. Yes. As long as if you are using an item, yes. If the item has like cast a spell as a component of that action, then no.
Oh, I see. If it says you cast, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can't do that then. Okay.
Yeah, you also, like, your items are absorbed into you when you're in a battle form as well.
But when I'm in a battle form, my health is my health, right? It's not like.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Does the prophet seem a little more busy with this other guy here now? This big old beastie?
Busy's a relative term, I think, but yeah, seems to want to get it out of the way.
And which of the Valkyrie is the one between me and Arms, right? They got the orders of, hey, go mess with the crystal? Or is it
Correct,
the
yes.
one that's at death?
No, it's the very fresh one. The one that kind of just recently waded into the middle of this fight.
Just been puzzling over. I was really hoping I could use that item because that would be a lot easier. I've just been puzzling over where I could move to get away from this prophet. That actually would be useful. And I don't know if he will get a swing on me when I try to move away. But I feel like I have to get away from him. I'm not entirely squishy. I'm mostly squishy. And I have very little health. I'm first going to double down. I'm gonna move. I thought about this so much now I'm scared. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Go for it. I'm gonna move up here. Put the act together.
Is that
I'm gonna
striding or stepping?
flying.
Flying. Let's see.
Is the Valkyrie also flying or is not flying?
Where
If he's only moving 5 feet, say it's a step.
Okay, well he's stepping.
If
in
You
the air.
you can't step using
correct.
speed.
Yeah, you can't step in the air. Armis did get kind of thrown to the ground, so has the opportunity to step instead of fly, if you would like.
Then yeah, I'll have him step.
Okay. No one critically succeeded their fortitude save, so no one should be in the air right now.
Oh, okay. Here's that button. There's that button. You are not allowed to go to the crystal.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that could have been better damage.
That's pretty good. Well, they are you have learned by now, they're immune to the electric piece. But the cut still cuts as deep as you'd expect.
And then and I am especially cornered here as Armis if I'm on the ground. How tall is this wall next to us? It's about 20 feet.
I
Or is it higher than that?
I believe I said the top of it was about 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
But if anyone wants to correct me on that, I'm open to it.
It makes more sense if it's more like 15 or 20.
It is
But-
somewhere in the middle for sure. As a broken down old wall.
All right. Well, good to know. In case I want to try to fly over it.
Yeah, either way, it'll be the same distance for everyone who goes over.
And Artemis is gonna cast Plunge.
Went good. Let's see. Yeah, the other hit was Turris. Okay. Okay.
It's more like it. Oh, that's damage. Better roll.
Getting beat up, trying to roll with the punches as she is attempting to fly out of here.
And I'm gonna use my last action to try to take another swing as Turris. I'm just gonna try to wail on her. I can't really get away. I do still have 2 mythic points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna reroll that. Wow. Incredible.
Curse of the mythic points.
Incredible. I am angry at my dice. Not even real. I can't put him in jail. Actually, no, I got a crit earlier, so I should.
So she gets hit twice and then manages to parry that last blow and just launches into the air with her 60-foot fly speed. So she flies upward and over this wall. And then down over the other side. Takes her about just 1 move action to get to this golem. That, of course, triggers all the stuff it would trigger. As she comes over the wall, the golem that you had guarding the stairs has a readied action to do a glass shotgun blast.
Excellent. Good.
Does manage to hit. You also do manage to hit. And she will do an acrobatics to tumble past the glass golem. .36 is enough. And she is in. Manages to get into the crystal room over there. Yeah, let's see. I think she will just take a... Getting down to the bottom there, getting into the room, she will take a ranged attack at the crystal. But first, I will handle that in a minute. So, Turkon, you can start taking your turn as I reconfigure things over here.
Yep, getting up, and then take the swing. Right, we'll take another swing.
Oh.
And I am doing horrible. Still.
I don't know who you're swinging at, but you also do still have a mythic point.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got
Fair.
I got one for the start, but saving it for the summoner or the prophet. I mean,
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
Oh gosh.
There's a crit on the crystal.
Crystal, no!
It has some hardness and everything. I will get a health bar up for it momentarily. Amber and Ash themselves are trying their best to hang on to this rocky ride. The name taker up here, like as the ship got knocked away, he's just like holding on for dear life to the Oh, rolled pretty well. To the ballista up here. And does get kind of like knocked prone off of it, but he's still hanging on. He's going to turn the ballista, just kind of like swinging around on it. He will wheel it over toward the Prophet, inward toward the middle of the ship, and try to take a shot. Let's see. Gonna say claw. It goes wide. It goes wide, slams into the dirt next to the Prophet, but he tries his best. He tries his best. Everyone else is kind of sorting themselves out. Let's see. This big hulking creature is going to stand up. For one action. And it's just going to scream directly at the Prophet, just right into this wall. I guess... I apologize, Turris. This will technically clip you.
Are you for real? For real? For real?
Let's see. Go ahead and make that fortitude saving throw for me. Unfortunately, the Prophet critically saves.
The guy. The guy.
There we go. There we go. My button wasn't working.
Well, I critically succeed even better.
Hey.
So screw you.
Yeah,
Prophet.
you're totally fine. Scream totally doesn't affect you. All right. The golems... Boy, the golems are all going to try their best over here. This map is just getting jankier every session. Okay. Follows behind, takes 2 slices. Does manage to deal some damage. Yeah, these two will also turn and just start taking shots. Just a full... One will take a full round of shots. One is going to let out a flash of light, trying to blind them. And then, Isha, you can start your turn. As I figure all of that out.
Interesting. Interesting. I could like translocate here and deal with her, but I guess that's probably not. I shouldn't do that. Okay, fine. I translocate above my party.
Sounds good. Valkyrie is having a bit of a tough time down here, actually.
Oh go, golems, go, golems, go, go.
The unexpected defense force down here, the Prophet did not account for, is a problem.
Mess her up.
Yes, and I will use a focus point and I will cast Vital Luminescence, and that will be the end of my turn as I.
Ooh.
She's just so grossly incandescent.
Very bright right now. So then, seeing you're going to be on deck here. Isha, that was your turn, correct?
Yes. That is so funny. It killed my.
Forge couldn't handle your luminescence.
Okay, I am going to just anthem. Then I'll do lingering composition.
You're actually concealed right now because of how bright you are. Is that correct?
No, no, I'm not.
Okay, so this hidden is not accurate anymore.
I was hidden because I was stealthed.
Yeah. Checks out. You definitely crit succeed that lingering composition.
Sure do. So everyone gets it for 4 rounds. And okay. This will be for you.
Sweet.
That's my turn.
Everyone just hanging on, seem desperately trying to give them a little bit of buffer.
Mhm.
All right. This Valkyrie in the middle of all of you guys looks around, looks very surrounded. They are going to wheel back and throw their javelin into the sky. I guess technically the Prophet will have to make a save for this. Oh, it's only enemies in the area. Okay. As another storm of electricity rains down on the battlefield.
Is this just like a normal spell?
It is not a spell. It is just an ability that they have, and it actually does not have a cooldown.
Oh, it doesn't? Because I thought last time you said they could only use it like once a day.
Yeah, that's actually on their revive. Which they have not used here. They do not actually have access to that revive, but the cooldown is irrelevant.
Can I reroll that?
Yeah.
There's, can you tell me what I got? It never loaded on my end.
I was not watching, and it never loaded on my end.
Okay, I'll just roll again.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. It like disappeared mid-roll.
Hey, that looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, you succeeded there.
Thinking about having
Still,
Artemis reroll.
I still
but I'm
can't
not-
take half damage. That's fine. I'm going down
Yeah.
again.
Oh gosh.
It's been great.
Would it be worthy to try to get Artemis to reroll to see if he also like succeeds? Because Tris crit succeeded.
Probably then.
Well, yeah, if you crit succeeded, you need him to also crit succeed here to not take full damage.
Unfortunately.
Would it be worth the roll? Worth the risk? The gamba?
Forgot to roll for Oh, Destertron's doing great. Destertron does not give a shit.
Dude. Unbothered.
Yeah, just fully gets hit by the lightning and it just rolls down this thing's scales. He does not care.
I need a feat saying if one of my characters gets a crit, they both at least regular succeed. I wouldn't even care if it's a
The
crit.
shared-
succeed, they
The
just both
shared
regular
crit
succeed.
feat. Yeah.
You just have that feature, but it's for fortitude saves.
Well, this was fortitude. Actually, I just got that, didn't I? Anyhow, I guess I'll take the damage because I'll still be on my feet.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for those that HP. You said that's already gone.
Hey, you know,
I changed my mind. I'm trying it. Ah!
that is better.
It's like half here.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
she pulls back her spear and she will launch it, pulls it back to her hand by way of Isha trying to clip the newcomer on the spear's way back. Oops, it might be rolling damage twice. That's my bad. Go ahead and take that first one. That will be her turn. The Prophet is going to move away from you, Turris. Let me just see. Okay. All right, and use that ability that they recharged. Use that spell that they recharged. Right there.
Oh no.
It does not hit all of you.
But it hits me twice again.
It does do that.
Ah!
Oh, it's not going to include. We'll hit this. We'll hit both. Okay. Isha, you succeed. You will take half. Let's see. Good luck.
Oh god.
Destran does not do so well against this one, taking full damage. Turkon crit succeeds, takes no damage. Let's see. I haven't seen any other rolls come out.
I was double checking my abilities here. Okay.
Got you.
I might have missed this last time.
Let's see.
Might
Isha's
have been
taking
able to take
half.
less damage.
As long as both Armis and Turris do not crit fail this, he will only heal 18 health.
You had
You
to
just
put it in
Had to
resistance.
say it.
Thanks, Bear. Thank you.
You're welcome. In that case, he will take 36 health.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Oh no.
As he moves and siphons the life out of all those he can reach, he looks up. Steris, you can start taking your turn. He looks up at the new arrival, Isha, and kind of gives a respectful bow of his head, actually, and says, I'm sorry, Your Divinity. I did not want it to be this way.
Isha just silently regards him.
I think in your light, actually, as your light is kind of shining upon his face, you see the kind of overlaid over his strange insectoid amalgam form. You see the kind of ashen, very squared face of just a human from the Forge world, as you've seen elsewhere, as you see in these Valkyries. Just a regular man. As your light kind of reveals who he was before whatever afflicts him in this moment. Meanwhile, you are cutting the heck out of this Valkyrie.
Hoping it's enough. And then I'll be using my reclaim life reaction to get seen back up. So you'll heal for 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that looks correct. This does also drop the Valkyrie, so you can all take
Excellent.
a mythic point.
Alright.
Okay. And then let's see. I'll use my last unquickened action to stand. And then I will move over to scene.
All right. Let's see.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a bunch of my warden stuff, so there's no like automatic rolling for this.
Got it. I do think it skipped over the Valkyrie's turn here. She is just going to step toward the crystal and make 2 melee attacks here. One hits, one does not. As a kind of shield goes up around the crystal. You guys can't see any of this from the outside, but a shield a barrier kind of appears in front of these blows, but one does pierce through. Let's see. If this is less than 25 damage, he is fine. Otherwise, he is at half and considered broken.
Oh no.
He's fine.
Oh, Jesus.
Just barely.
You got this, Crystal.
You guys hear in your heads, I am having difficulty maintaining ship systems. Regaining thrust will be difficult. But Turkon, you can take your turn.
Okay, so I'm using Warden Warp, excuse me, in conjunction with the Warp Shockwave.
Ah.
I'm gonna end up here. Well, I want to end up in a place where I can cone or use my cone and not hit Distrochen.
Got you.
So I don't know if I need to place myself.
If you, yeah, there is good.
Okay. It's a 20-foot cone. That is Earth.
Alrighty.
He's also gonna take what, 1d12 per 2 levels of the relic.
Gotcha.
Basic reflex save.
Yep.
I ended up next to him. So I guess he has to make 2 reflex saves.
I believe that is correct. I'll just hit the other one here. Okay, so he'll take half from both. Although, there's some weakness and resistance stuff going on here, but I think it evens out because it's all physical.
Oh, sorry, I have the Valkyrie still targeted.
That's okay. Let's see.
And how many d12 do I roll for the warp? Because I always forget what level these
The
artifacts
relic
are.
is your level.
Okay, so 5d12. Since we're level 11. Does it round up or down? Well, down, I guess.
Yes, it does. Okay, he should have taken 8 damage from this, actually. This one similarly. Okay, no, I calculated that one right. Okay, cool. All right. So these two earth-shaking shockwaves kind of knocking bugs off of his form, killing a good portion of a decent portion of his body as you get up to him.
And then my last action is just a normal hit. Oh, damn that 20! I am going to re-roll that one.
It was taunting you. You're gonna get it this time.
He kind of looks at the Becta Corbin, and you feel it stop in the air for a moment as he catches it telekinetically, and then, thinking he's safe, he just turns back to the Destrachan, and you just force through that that resistance and take a swipe right at him,
Gallagher.
sending him staggering.
At this point, Turkon's getting so mad because he just keeps seeing his friends fall, and the rage is just consuming.
Yeah, yep. Let's see. What are these guys at? They have like plus 16-ish for ranged attacks. This guy has 34 AC. Okay, all right. A couple of the Amber and Ash folks now kind of see what's going on in the courtyard. 2 of them are going to take shots with the ballista on a... It has to be an 18, but on an 18 they hit this guy with the ballista. Neither of them do. They both... One, like, impacts... They're doing a lot of property damage. One impacts the wall. The other one just in the middle of the courtyard. They're having trouble aiming as the arcs is kind of lilting and getting tossed around by the shockwave and the explosion above you. Speaking of, Someone roll me a d4 as the Destrotron is taking its turn.
Oh, I got this since I'm down. Or not.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Got it. We'll take both of those into consideration and say the Arx is tilting in the kind of southeast direction. So it is difficult terrain to go northwest. And you get an extra 5 feet of movement for every movement if you're going southeast. Let's see. Meanwhile, the Destrotron is going to... the gills on the side of its head and kind of like the bottom kind of like reconfigure. It changes its throat shape. And it is going to let out a different kind of scream, much like lower and bassier, directly at the Prophet here. Who rolls badly. We'll take half of this. Guys might be dealing with the Destrotron instead of the Prophet in a minute. And then tries to just reach down and take a bite out of all these bugs. And manages to do that as well. Okay. We have the golems. Isha, you can take your turn while I roll a bunch of shit downstairs.
Everyone is healed for 27.
Very nice. God.
I'm in a wagon.
Unfortunately, this also has the Prophet in the AoE, but
Okay.
I don't have my metallic form anymore, right? Since that was a concentration.
it is not a sustain spell.
So I think it's actually still up.
Is it really? Concentrate doesn't mean you have to be awake?
I think I'll go look some stuff up in a minute. Okay.
Did the persistent bleed damage actually kill that Valkyrie?
It wasn't the bleed damage, it was
Okay.
they ganged up on her and cut her down. Let's see. Okay.
I guess by the rule of implicits, you can't concentrate while you are unconscious, but
I will, since you literally did not get back to your turn yet, I'll let you decide which way you want to go, because I don't know the rule.
I'll say that I lost. That
Okay.
would make more sense to me.
also, can you
27.
move him before the Prophet?
Indeed, yes. There we go. Usually it does that automatically. Weird.
It might be weird because he has like the Eidolon. It's
Yeah, true.
entirely possible.
All right, Turris, you come too. I guess technically, I don't know why I moved it there. I guess. Oh my god. He really wants to move Turris before scene because Oh, I understand. That actually does make sense. Okay. Turris, it is your turn.
Oh, okay.
You wake up being healed by Isha. You can take your turn. As all of you hear in your heads, the intruder is defeated. Thank you for the extra defenses.
I was about to translocate in there.
Thankfully, you guys were prepared.
Thank
Do we get another mythic point since that one died?
Correct, yes, you all get +1 mythic point.
Oh, let's go. Wait, did we get a mythic point for the original Valkyrie dying?
Yes. That is, that's why you guys had 1 mythic point to begin with today.
What about this other one that's dead now?
You guys have gotten a mythic point for each one. I've been watching you yo-yo up and down.
I should be at 2. And
I think you spent it. I think you've spent.
well, I started with 1. I held on to 1 from last time,
Yes.
and then I gained 1 because you said that the first Valkyrie died last time.
Hey, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'll take-
We're
I'll
no.
take it back
We're
if
no
you don't
longer
think
on
we
the.
hit
We're not on the knife's edge here, so I'm not that worried about it.
Alright.
We were. You guys have pulled it back.
Yeah, I was really worried about that guy down there. I was about to boom.
When he got a pretty good cone on a second leech, vampiric exsanguination, I was concerned.
Has to go reliable. You know what I bet bugs don't like?
Bed bugs?
Ah. Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
Wait, so the Desterchan is also an enemy, or
Yeah, they said don't consider it an ally.
oh, well then my shockwave should have also hit it
Okay.
as well. The ending it next to it, so the 5d12.
I do love monsters,
I'll roll
and I do
another.
love trying to capture monsters, but also I don't think we're gonna get this one set. I'm okay just
24 fails your shockwave, right?
Well, it was my reflex is +17, so 27.
Got
Wait.
you. He got a.
What do I need to base it off? I'm sorry.
I don't totally recall, but I do think a 24 fails, but does not crit fail. Is my suspicion here.
It was a DC 30 actually.
DC 30. Okay. Yeah.
Being a barbarian, yeah.
All right. So it'll take full damage from your shockwave. Do you remember how much that was?
It was 29.
Okay. Well, in that case, from this acid blast, Desterchan kind of falls over as the acid eats away at it, at its front, already quite damaged from the earthy shockwave and the mighty hammer blow from the prophet. Prophet is looking a little bit rough now after that splash.
I don't know if I have. Anything I can really do aside from move.
Well, you could get up because you're prone.
Oh yeah, I am prone. Okay, I'll get up. First is just like, just bleeding ethereal energy wakes back up, just on the ground, blast them with acid. And he's like, this realm is the people's, not yours, not the fours.
The four are ours. We will return them to their glory. We'll help them ascend. You can go ahead.
Magic missile that bitch.
No, I was like, is it? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I hope it's enough to kill him. Fifth rank. I think it's 94 plus
Takes breath.
18. Is that math? Yeah.
Oh. Just taking a screenshot real quick.
Oh, ah!
He
Oh my god.
he doesn't have. If only this fool had been casting shield every turn. But he raises a hand to start to cast a familiar heal spell that has gone off several times in this fight, and before he can manage it, before Turcon can even raise the back to Corbin to try to interrupt, these missiles just blast him away. And he, with eyes wide as this barrage of missiles just flies around the Destrachon's body and like fly through his body of bugs. Let me make sure he doesn't have a resistance to this, but he can. Oh, it won't even show it. That's fine. I don't think he has any kind of force. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. He just, his eyes go wide as these 9 bolts fly through his cloak and through all of the bugs that make up his body. And then his eyes kind of go hollow and dark. And he just collapses into a pile of bugs under the clothes. That start to try to burrow and start to try to fly away.
No, I'm just gonna keep smashing at the corpse.
Steris, what do you do?
No, you don't.
Well, first I'm gonna try to heal scene. And fail again. I can't, apparently cannot do battle medicine right now. And then I will try to move. How quickly are the bugs that make up his body dispersing? Are there?
There is a moment of It's probably anthropomorphizing the insects a little too much, but a moment of like confusion and reorientation. It's taking them a moment to kind of reorganize. I would say pretty quickly they are moving to get away.
Okay. I just realized my Godspeed wore off. Okay. So instead of doing that, I will, in the area I see the bugs like writhing. I'm not close enough. I don't know if I can do that actually. Okay. Never mind. I will move. I guess I'll move to surround the bunch with Turkon. I'll move over Destratron if I can to get on the other side.
Please do not do that.
Okay.
Unless you want to take a bunch of
health,
fire.
you can do what you want.
Unless you want to take a bunch of damage. In which case, go right on ahead and do it.
I see. Well,
Perhaps you see multiple people starting to weave destructive spells. But do with that what you will.
Well, shoot. I will just hold.
Also, let's see. Okay, sounds good. I don't actually have anything to say. Turkon, go ahead. You mentioned you were stomping upon the corpse.
Yep, just constantly hitting it, and I look back and see everybody's getting back up. But now the question is, does he have the wherewithal to realize that there are spells about to be cast at this corpse?
Go ahead and give me one attack. We don't need the damage here, but give me one attack just to see.
Of course not.
Okay. Sounds good. You are pounding the corpse for sure. Well, now it is just bugs. It is just many bugs. You are slamming the hammer down. At the cloak, trying your best. Go ahead and take the rest of your actions, whatever you think they would be.
Can I make a perception roll to see if he would notice during
Absolutely. Yeah.
blood rage?
Yeah, I would say no one's trying to be stealthy about this. You hear the shouting of spellcasting, and I'm going to say you probably hear some words that typically lead up to a big fiery explosion.
Then I'll dive out of the way.
Right. Amber and Ash just start celebrating. Click, click, click. Golems aren't relevant. Isha, go ahead.
I can't actually target them.
That is fine. If this... Let's see.
It is a 6th level flame strike.
Flame strike. Okay. 10-foot cylinder. Okay. And this is a reflex save. If they get below a 40, you will destroy all of them.
Well,
You destroy all of them, including the clothes, and everything that was this prophet, this creature, this cursed human turned into an amalgam of bugs turns into a pile of dust and ash on the ground. A 10-foot scorched circle burns itself into the grass there, and what's left is just a charred hammer, and like flipping into the air and landing in the pile of ash is just this amulet that he was wearing, almost untouched by the blast. Just lands in the pile of ash. And this. And you defeat the prophet, the entropic prophet. After a moment, there's kind of a lurch. The ship kind of keeps leaning toward that southeast side. It's getting close to like a 45-degree angle, going past that a little bit. And then as everyone on these towers just kind of like jumps for something to hang on to as this continues tilting, the shield goes down and there's kind of a lurch, and the arcs kind of very suddenly, you have to kind of catch yourselves, starts slowing its descent and leveling itself as Crystal starts to take control of the propulsion systems again now that you are out of the blast radius. And everyone kind of takes a moment to catch their breaths. The fireball in the sky, almost like a second white-hot sun for the moment. Just a blue, hazy corona kind of surrounding it. You can still feel the heat of it kind of radiating down on you with the shield down now. And you can see in the sky at kind of the edge of what was the veil, you can see this kind of cascading ripple of just these golden threads kind of being pulled loose, and this barrier that lies around the world kind of dissolving in this area that you're at. The tear being turned into something much more, with these hanging, dangling threads dissolving backwards. That cascade kind of slowing now after the first initial chain reaction. Hard for you guys to notice where you're standing in the middle of the courtyard, but far below there are some towers, some anchors that held this veil in place, this protective shield held it in place, are ripped into this reality, hidden away in a pocket dimension as they were. They're first ripped into this reality and then ripped from the ground and turned into just rubble, just a cascade of stone far below. You can't really see any of this other than maybe a small flash some of the members of Amber and Ash see at the top of some of the mountains nearby. But you see maybe a few dangling threads that like cone down towards the ground are ripped like upward as the veil is destroyed here from Isha's actions. So you can see the horizon of that chain reaction kind of spreading across the sky.
Yeah, Isha seeing, like, looking around and seeing that her party is mostly alive. She's just sort of like floating or flying over and just sort of like watching and observing.
Through the like fraying edges, through the veil being ripped away, are we able to see that second ship?
Go ahead and make a perception check as this bright fireball kind of fades and disperses, fading into just smoke and hazy air after a moment.
I got a spyglass.
You do have you do have a spyglass. You're Turris, you're peeking through, you're looking through the spyglass, you just can't quite, in all the smoke, you can't quite see it. Do you hand off the spyglass?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Steris, you do spot kind of a violet light in the distance. With kind of this comet trail of fire still, its own, this all happened very quickly. So you still see like a gout of flame coming out of it, kind of fading. You take a closer look in the spyglass, and you see another tall spire-like shape in the sky, kind of like lilting far above, kind of like turning a little bit sideways. They are having their own problems after being bounced away by the Veil Spire's trap. The first Fallen, like the Veil Spire, was kind of a solid obelisk of like obsidian, of just like sheer black stone. The other spire, which you may learn the name of later. The second spire you see is more hollow, like the one that the Seraph arrived on. Kind of like a spiraling, like triple helix almost. Just kind of like this wind of shiny metal and stone, although some of it has now been blasted away. What strikes you about it is that there is kind of you can't get too close detail here, but there's kind of a sheen, a spattering, not even a spattering, like an overgrowth of greenery on this ship, which is a stark contrast to the one the Seraph arrived on, and also just the other ships of the four that you have seen. The other vessels that you have seen. Lots of, like, covering maybe 90% of this ship is just like plant growth. And it is still there. It is still hanging in the sky. It is, from what you can tell, it has stabilized itself and is not approaching at the moment.
Okay. Durst will contact Crystal, speaking aloud so her party can hear. Crystal, are you able to track that ship through the tear in the veil? Can you notify us if they turn course towards us?
I will monitor their movements. I myself am not operating at full capacity at present. That warrior did manage to do some damage before I raised my defenses. But tracking them is a simple task.
And once again, we didn't really know Isha was gonna do this before, right? Like, this was kind of a...
Right. Certainly... Go
ahead. We knew that there was a plan to use the veil to destroy the ship. Isha told us that much. We didn't know about the damage to the veil being permanent.
Yes. I believe the running understanding was you're going to close the rip, smash the ship in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what yeah. In which case,
I
will go over to Isha.
I want to explain that it was never Isha's plan to close the veil.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, but I think it makes sense that us as the party interpreted it the way we did.
Of course.
I do think it was clear that most of the party thought the rip would be closed and that you were just like catching a bug in the process, like you're just catching the thing.
Mhm.
And my understanding is Isha just let that misunderstanding fly
Yeah.
and did not
That's
write the party's understanding. Is that fair to say?
Let me check my notes, because I
Okay.
certainly would have written down something like, this is what my party thinks.
well, that's certainly how I take it.
I think that there also was a... Well, I mean, you guys can react however you want. That's actually fine.
And I'll even add to that, Isha could quite possibly believe that it was obvious that this was going to be the outcome. And that's, I would find that believable. That Isha thought this was an obvious outcome. The party didn't realize this would be the outcome.
Did you find anything?
No. I do know that I have been talking to Varys and Sarah about how the party has just been assuming a lot, but it is
Well, when we talked to the Veilspire, I know for sure we did talk and said we're going to close the rift. We're going to catch the ship in it, and nobody said otherwise.
Oh, okay. It's what I have is Isha proposes the idea of weaponizing the Veil against the fleet.
Yes.
I don't think Isha was actually in the room when you guys were talking about that. I believe what happened in that scene was I said, if we use it like this, that would work. Or would that work? And then Rahiva said, that's tricky, and then I left.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
So, I guess I'm not trying to say that you guys are wrong, but I was just trying to figure out what information I guess there was available there.
That makes sense. Are we all okay with this setup where the party did not necessarily know that this was Isha's goal? However they came to that conclusion.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
The thing that Isha did tell all of us was that the thing she's gonna do will look like she's endangering the world, but this world can defend itself. That's something she said to the whole party.
So, party make of that what you will. Perhaps some of you are less surprised than others.
Okay, well, if she said that as well, I totally forgot about that part, and that does change a little bit.
I mean, I think I can understand basically anyone here being like, well, that's what the fuck just happened.
Indeed.
So,
as a player, I don't care. I think it's cool. I'm just trying to figure out what my character would think about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can tell you the Veilspire's going to be mad.
Oh yeah,
We'll get there later.
They're already mad.
Indeed.
They were pre-med. They were primed to be mad. They're like, "What are you doing, Skinner?"
Darius, well, I guess I can roll for it, or you can just tell me. Is Taurus looking visibly upset?
No. He's not upset. He looks like he's processing a lot of information all at once, and he's done this before. where he's like kind of looking at the veil, and he's kind of like taking an approximation, like looking at the, like, where did the other ship go? Where's the other ships? And what's
Mhm.
you know, the other city tower doing? And what's the Veilspire doing? And you know, the city ship exploded and parts of it are raining down. Are there any pieces that could possibly be filled with intact survivors that might now be like scattering amongst the ground right now? And
All
like,
right. He's in
kinda like-
full overthinking
Yeah,
spiral.
he's in. Yeah.
Great. Sterisol.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Sterisol slither up alongside him and place a hand on his shoulder, saying, I think our priority should be taking care of Crystal so we can keep this ship where it needs to be.
He'll, like, snap out of it and blink and kind of sigh and give a heavy nod. There are a large number of things to take account of right now, but yes, you're right. I
Let's
shall
assess
see.
the damage, and we can ponder what comes next.
Very well. And he nods and he heads with Steris down to Crystal.
Okay. I think he's you, and we can ignore we can largely ignore the map here if you want. As you kind of like step down into the crystal chamber, I think there's actually like, I think the normally kind of a white light, just like clean light, is back to kind of like a red down there, sort of a flashing red, and there is a kind of a klaxon sort of sound blaring, just kind of like a repetitive whine as you enter the lower part of the vessel, and Crystal immediately gives a status report telling you that he himself is just above, we'll call it like 50% capacity. He's like kind of fritzing out, having a little trouble maintaining control of everything. The propulsion system, the shield is overloaded and will need repairs. The propulsion system is at about half speed as well until repaired, just from being overloaded, catching itself after that blast.
Can we put this thing in manual?
Technically, yes. Technically, there is a way for someone else to kind of take over the load of piloting the ship if you want Crystal to focus on other things while you repair.
I really hope a steering wheel and a manual stick shift just pops out of the ground.
Pop out of the freaking crystal room.
It is definitely meant for a telekinetic, telepathic pilot.
Dude, we got that can fly this thing.
I mean, I'm here to assist how I can, Paris, if I need to take command of the ship temporarily while you use your expertise to repair Crystal, I can do so.
Very well. I'm sure it's just like riding a bike.
Yeah, I definitely know how to do that.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's a turn of phrase. I've never actually rode one. I just read it in a book.
It's close enough to the experience, I'm sure. At least we are on level footing in that regard.
I can maintain enough of a telepathic bond with Steris to allow her to fly the vessel.
Very good.
It is not ideal, but it will work. And then Steris, for you to kind of like take over the controls of this ship. It's just kind of like you blink and suddenly, like, you don't see the room that you are standing in. You are like floating in the air. Maybe freaks you out for a moment, but it maybe catches you off guard. But you're just like floating in the air. You just see yourself floating where the arcs is, kind of like where the center of the arcs would be, but you don't see the arcs, you don't see anyone in it, you don't see anything like that. You just see the area around you, see the clouds below, the much bigger tear in the veil above. Takes you a minute to kind of get used to it. You kind of like will yourself to kind of like float in a direction, and the arcs, you feel the arcs kind of lurch and just kind of move in the direction that you will it.
Hmm.
So it's fairly intuitive. You
Okay.
do very quickly, since the interface isn't exactly designed for this, you do very quickly get one of those, just like almost like a tension headache, like an eye strain headache, like right in your eyebrows, like right in your eye sockets.
Oof.
Like someone trying VR for the first time.
Yeah, it's not like sharp. It's kind of like dull, growing over time, but you can manage it. If you had to do this long term, you would probably take points of fatigue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she'll fall back on some like meditative and focus practices that Sig has taught her to up her endurance as she manages this task.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I think that helps you kind of push the pain from your mind as you were doing this. You're used to fighting while in pain and the like, so this isn't like a far cry from that. So I think you managed that no problem. Turris, you can go ahead and give me a crafting check. I assume you're fixing crystal first.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to what, by the way?
As opposed to the shields or the propulsion magics, the propulsion system.
Oh yeah. Because like, if I fix the crystal, then it can also like help fix those things as well.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And since Stairs is piloting him, it's got extra like resources to do other stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell Crystal, Stairs instructed, keep an eye on the other city ship, but I need you to use what remaining energy you can and scan the land below and make sure scan for any of the debris from the destroyed city ship and make sure there isn't anything crawling out of any of the pieces.
I will do a sweep. He starts to do those scans. He will tell you pretty much immediately as you are crafting, as you are trying to fix, that there are some Valkyries that were some enemy Valkyries that were attacking the Veilspire were able to escape the blast and are flying away. The Valkyries from the Veilspire are in pursuit, but likely, just with the distances involved, likely that the enemy Valkyries will be able to scatter and some will escape. The smaller ship that was briefly trying to harass you guys totally annihilated in the blast.
Oh wow.
Excellent.
The other keep that was the size of the Arc Systinium, they have effectively gotten out of range. They're kind of like at the edge of scans going to the south. They were safe distance from the blast. He does not know where the other keep that was attacking the Veilspire went to. That was lost in kind of like the stone debris that likely, if they were able to, like you guys, kind of right themselves and catch themselves, they are probably safe somewhere, but they are not on scanners.
Great.
The crystal can't see them.
It's not sci-fi. It's not.
It's science fantasy.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
science fantasy.
There's a ton of rubble and like those metal rods that the two ships were throwing at each other. There, like a ton of those are peppering the ground. The area below this is just a shower of stone and metal. Crystal would be surprised if anyone on the first Fallen survived that blast after being like It'd be tough for something so close to the center of that blast to survive. The forces involved.
Makes sense.
If they escaped, it was by very quick teleportation magic, if anything. So you wouldn't be able to see. He cannot find anyone who would have escaped with kind of the what is available to Crystal. Like just tracking the rubble falling to the ground is not enough to find those people if they escaped.
Right. Okay. Cool. That's good to know at least.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we didn't like create like a phase 2 problem of like now there's like pockets of military just hecking about
No.
the place.
I think we have a different phase 2 problem, but we'll get to it.
Okay, I have the Sterling Artisan's Toolkit. Am I able to use that to help fix crystal, especially because it's
Yeah.
like part of crystal's like technology?
Yeah.
Is that something you want me to add to the roll, or are you just going to factor that in?
I think if you roll the crafting check, it should, if you have it like equipped, if you have it on your person, I think it should automatically include it in your crafting checks.
Says it's worn. Oh, I see. Okay. Beep, beep.
And if it doesn't, I'll see it. Okay. Yeah, let's see.
I almost want to re-roll that just for a little extra boom.
I mean, that's pretty good. I have to look at the repair numbers. Likely, in short, this is going to take basically each repair check you make, unless you have a lot of feats taken for repairing. It takes about an hour for each. It takes 10 minutes for each repair check, but you can only do one per hour.
Right.
So it'll probably take... I guess I won't make you roll a bunch. In short, it's going to take about 6 hours to fully repair a crystal. But you can get him back up to about 75% capacity in about 2 hours.
Sweet.
And that'll be enough where he's not 3 points away from effectively going unconscious.
Ooh.
Crystal will be able to take better control of the ship at that point.
Cool. I'll just keep tinkering at it.
Okay. All right. What is everyone else doing in that time?
I actually need to do something that Turkon has been neglecting for a very long time.
What's that?
And that's to pray over the corpse
Oh, I see.
Mm.
of the prophet. He hasn't really called out to Vescal in a while. It's the first battle that he's been truly threatened in a very long time.
Got you.
So he's kind of his mind is going places it probably shouldn't.
It was a tight battle. You guys prepared well for it. You had the golems right where they needed to be.
I'm so glad I put them there.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness for that.
For a second, I was like, this is going to be a tight one. They're not calling the golems for backup. This is going to be tight, but keeping them there. Like, if she got another attack, you guys would have been in free fall making some of these repairs. So that would have been fun.
So yeah, while he is praying over prophets, he's going to take a closer look at that Warhammer.
Yes. I don't know if you can click on the... Can you guys double click?
Yeah,
These are lootable.
I'm looking at it right now in the inventory.
Yeah. It is a +2 greater striking Warhammer.
Am I able to take the greater striking off of that?
Yes. You'll need some magical assistance, but yes. It'll
Well,
cost just a little bit to transfer that.
Yeah. Well, I already have a striking rune, so I guess it's just a easier upgrade.
Yes, that does make it. That reduces the cost of swapping the runes a little bit. Well, double check what that is. You can go ahead and swap them out. I think you guys have plenty of. Yeah, have enough gold to make the swap.
Yeah, just let me know how much it is, and I can check that away.
Gotcha. Let's see. It's you're saving about 6 gold here, off of a cost of. It would be 100 and basically it'd be 107 gold, and now it is 100. It is 100 gold to swap over the greater striking rune.
Okay, I will remove 100 gold from my inventory.
All right.
Well, actually, I was also going to look at that rune as well, or not the rune, the silver, the
Yeah, it's basically
symbol.
It's basically treasure. But you guys can you guys can do whatever you like with it. But it is a symbol of a very antiquated symbol of the Four, one that has really not been seen on this world very much, depicting like a path. It's effectively like a path to the sun, like just a road kind of leading up toward a sun, and then mirrored on the bottom half toward the moon, which has that kind of midnight gate shape to it that you guys have seen before. So the moon is represented by that midnight gate, and the sun is represented by the kind of midday sun, a symbol of our Arcanus. And it's kind of a symbol of all of the four at once. Only the Midnight Gate and the sun on this particular amulet have had like an eyeball, like an eye carved into them in somewhat similar fashion to some of the other void / seraph relics you have found. So they have like this eye carved into the moon and the sun, and these kind of seraph wings cradling both. So it is both. You can recognize that this is kind of a symbol of the four. You haven't. This is very much. It's combining a lot of the Seraph's imagery with a lot of the Four's imagery, if that makes sense.
Religious
Maybe I should call for Isha. See if she wants to take a look at these things. She's over on the tower nearby.
Yeah, kind of shining at the top of one of the towers. Isha, what are you doing as you hear Turkan? I assume just straight shouting your name over the courtyard.
Yeah, basically.
Isha! Isha!
She
Not urgently yelling, just like, Isha, where are you?
she sort of turns away from the veil. Oh, I don't have wings anymore. I have to actually walk. I walk down the stairs.
No, Isha lost a wing. Somebody go get the stroller.
And
Will Robert
she's sort of
Sales
like
House.
quietly walking over. Yes.
Hey, is there 10 of these on this guy?
I may have. There should just be one.
I
was
10.
confused.
Get right.
I was confused why the value of it was getting so weird.
Okay. Well, I'll pick it up and I'll, in my big meaty hand, and I'll just, I'll push it over towards Isha. And what do you make of this?
My symbols.
Sorry, I'm 10xing the value of it though. Don't worry.
No. The one is still worth 1,500 though, right?
Correct. That's yes.
Oh, sweet.
Hmm.
Wait, I want 10 actually if they're worth 15.
It is clearly depicting the 4, but in a power dynamic that I'm not used to.
Hmm. Stare at it in his hand and flip it over a couple times. Do we need to worry about it?
I'm sure that there is someone on this rock that would prize that very highly. But I don't think it is a nefarious item. If you wish, I could take some time to analyze it, I suppose.
If you don't have any other pressing concerns at the moment,
I do not.
I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, she lightly bows her head.
He'll just like nod back.
And she just instead of returning to the top of the tower, she sort of walks over to the edge and starts meditating over the item.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is just a religious symbol, like any other, really. So I guess there is some. I think religious symbols are actually just mundane items. They're not magical at all.
Yes, they are just mundane. Yeah. So I guess as I'm leaving, Turkon will say, if there's something nefarious occurring here, I will alert you immediately. But if you hear nothing, then it is safe, and I will return it when we reconvene later tonight.
Very well.
And then after that, I will meditate over the item and sort of awe at the sky.
It is quite the sight. Many will look at that hole in the sky and not know what to make of it. Some people are going to see it as the tear growing wider at a baseline that's kind of what happened here. And as these Void Dwellers kind of winning their battle here, like poking a new vulnerability in, those are the people who already know more about what's going on. Others, less informed, may simply see it as a sign of the end times. There's probably something to that. In time, though, some may come to learn that appropriately. It is something of a statement of the god who once ushered in the changes of the sun in the sky. Statement that this is the sunset of the era where the four hid themselves away on this world. And in that way, it is probably the end of a time, certainly. The question is, how much will end? And what will be begun in its wake? What will be allowed to begin after this war is over? We'll go ahead and take a break there. Catch you guys in like 5 minutes.
Okie dokie.
Is my pool still here?
Pool's in rough shape.
Oh no!
The pool needs most repairs than most things, I'm afraid. The water is
Is it like toe deep?
exactly, yeah. What was not blasted away by the shockwave. It was like poured down the stairway and out the edge.
I feel like eventually, like, when Turris goes into like full reconstruction of the arcs, like, you know, we're gonna park it next to the city. We're gonna get a bunch of construction workers. Turris is gonna wear a little hard hat and visibility vest and got his blueprints. And Turkon comes up. We need to pull back.
It is the most important thing. I'm on top of this place.
Okay, BRB.
I am back.
Welcome back.
I'm also back.
I'm also back.
Welcome back.
Everyone
Welcome back to you.
I am here.
Moto, I went off on some hit by random inspiration for that intermission tangent poetry randomness. So hopefully that wasn't all wildly off base.
I mean, the narrator is also allowed to be wrong sometimes.
Yes. Great.
The narrator is allowed to have their own opinions and thoughts and things.
Yeah, I was definitely not trying to say that was what Isha was thinking or anything.
But I wouldn't say it's wholly inaccurate.
Good. I strive to be not wholly inaccurate.
You try to be an informed narrator.
Yeah, I try to at least bounce the arrow off the side of the target board, you know? If I can get that close, I'm happy. Let's see. I heard a lot of I'm backs. But I don't think we have Konnor.
Chris is not back yet.
Yeah, sounds right.
I'm here.
Okay. I think just waiting on Krista.
Just realized that I was using my like headphone microphone this entire time, so I probably sounded terrible.
I thought you were on your phone.
Yeah, I thought you were just
Same.
on your phone.
Really,
I thought you were just like on the bus and you were like,
oh, I've been sitting here in front of my microphone, like fully thinking that it was going through.
I'm not gonna lie.
that.
I've been so zoned into the game, I did not notice.
That's fair. Sorry, I sounded like I was on my phone for the first part.
You guys did it.
Dude,
I was so I was getting worried a couple of times.
I was scared. But we did it.
Yeah, so next week, this is the time I have to leave.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay. We got to get the arcs to like a ley line docking station or something because
Like similar to you guys, it will be able to recharge its shields at least with just a night of rest.
okay.
I say 24 hours, but we'll just say.
How gracious.
Repairs notwithstanding, of course.
Hmm. It's so funny because you described like getting a dull headache when Steris was taking
Oh, no.
kinetic control of the ship, and I have a headache now.
No.
It's fine. I took medicine, and it's not from the game. This is pre-existing.
Okay.
I've been fighting one off all day.
I hate that feeling. I've had apparently just a little baby about heat and more the sun than heat. And so just
yeah.
every day I've been at work, I have had like a pretty sharp headache like the one I described. 5 out of the 6 days. 5 out of the 7 days I've been at work so far.
Oh, dude, they're the worst. But no, I get pretty sensitive to the heat too.
Like, I do think they're eye strain headaches. I think it's from being out in the bright sun so much.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
But I don't feel like I can like walk around with shades on at my job. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know. It's probably fine. I could probably
Yeah.
throw them on when I don't have it like people driving up.
Please wear sunglasses. But yeah, that fight was great. I'm really glad that you sent a Valkyrie down to the crystal room. Because I was like, man, if we put all those golems there for nothing. So I thought that was very, very cool.
It was I definitely the intent was definitely more to complicate the fight than to reward the golems being there, but then like I did start doing that and then I thought about the golems being there and I was like, they're actually gonna fuck this Valkyrie up if she's just like focused on this mission and not fighting back. You guys also landed good hits when she was jumping away, before she was jumping away.
Mhm.
That helped
I
a
got
lot.
Chris got angry.
Yeah.
You don't mess with the crystal.
You don't mess with the crystal. It's like Crystal's like your cousin or something.
Yeah, exactly.
He's family.
It's family. It's about family. And that's how tourists started drifting the arcs.
Yeah. Well, sounds like we have everyone back. So, seeing we did not really get to you, if you had anything in the immediate aftermath you would like to do, what you would like to be doing after the fight?
Maybe just healing myself more.
That's fair.
That's kind of it.
Sounds good. I will not be... You will not be running into any more combatants in this
then-
adventuring day. They are all well
I
in.
don't have to worry about it right now.
Yeah, you guys can assume that you have enough time to patch yourselves all the way to full. Also, for the last stretch of challenged time for your characters, go ahead and take 550 XP.
I'm sorry, did you say we also heal? Or no?
Yes, you have time to patch yourselves all the way up. So you can go ahead and go to full. That was a lot of objectives and fighting. And like I said, the Valkyries plus the Prophet were 3 level 12s and a level 13. So
What about the lizard?
Lizard was a level 8. He's in there for sure, but yeah, he's level 8.
I don't think I reset my
The
XP before.
Destro 10 is worth like 60 XP.
Yeah.
He just chonky. Are we just at 550 now? I
Yeah.
didn't reset my XP. That's what I thought. Oh, I goofed. I'm a dummy.
Oh yeah?
I forgot to level up Artemis.
Oh my god.
Probably mostly
Well,
mostly would have been a +1 to your attacks. Probably.
and my reflex and my fortitude go up. My fortitude becomes master.
Oh.
Okay, some of these things could have helped.
AC
Not your
goes
fortitude,
from-
though.
It could have helped with the shockwave.
Yeah, but
Artemis got
I
knocked
don't
out for it, I
think.
think.
I don't think he failed by 1.
Well, going up to master would have been a +3 all told, right?
Oh.
But I have no idea how much he failed by.
was the shockwave, that the Valkyrie shockwave or like the rupture shockwave?
No,
The-
that was the Isha shockwave.
Yeah, the rupture
Yeah.
shockwave, yes.
I think. Okay, so I was kind of going over it in the middle of the fight, but it didn't really statistically matter, so I didn't talk about it. But because of the fact that Mitchell reminded me of the fact it's a new feature that I have. If either of my characters get a normal success, it's immediately a crit success for fortitude.
Oh, very cool. That's
So
very nice.
technically, they should have not got knocked out of the air, I think, but I don't think that really would have mattered in the long run, which is why I didn't bring it up.
Gotcha.
No, because
Hey, do
you got knocked down and then you just still didn't know what to do with your last action anyways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't think it would be worth bringing up. I didn't think anything would have really changed.
Yeah, I think it was being in the air at that point probably didn't make much difference, but I do think you would have avoided a little bit of damage.
yeah, it's possible that you are not dead to the AoE, I guess is possible.
Yeah.
I don't really remember though. I kind of feel like you were taking a billion damage from that, so
Yeah.
You were at like 24, and I think you took 36. So
Yeah.
Took technically 62, 72. Took double.
oh yeah, so he was just actually dead there anyway. So actually, yeah. So it's all the same. It all washes out in the end.
the crits clean up the math.
Jeez.
So after, go ahead.
Hmm. Oh, I was gonna say, like, depending on what happens, like, Curse would be primarily working on the crystal, like, obsessively, but also he would regard Amber and Ash at some point when it made sense. Probably
Yeah.
somewhat soon after the battle.
Okay. Yeah. How quickly? You say somewhat soon. Are you doing like the 2 hours of repairs first to get crystal like mostly up? Well, yeah.
Ha. Ha ha ha. As if I need. I can do both at the same time. Amit!
True. Actually true. Okay, fair enough. So is it you or Armis who approaches Amber and Ash?
Oh, it's Armis for sure.
Oh, okay. Do you
Armis held Amber and Ash. They did well, and see how they're doing. See if they're too wounded, if they lost anyone. I don't think they did.
I was to say this is a make Konnor RP angle.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I feel like it's been a while since Armis has had to RP, so
Probably months.
yeah. Yes, my lord.
He's so quirky.
So when Armis approaches Amber and Ash, Lila will kind of step in front of the group and say, right, well, thank you for that. Something for sure. I'd like to have a private talk with your boss when he is right and available.
Armis would relay that to Curris via their connection. Unless that was not being said to Armis.
That was being said to Armis, yeah.
Oh, she can come down and confer with me as I patch up Crystal, if she'd like.
He said you can find him in the crystal room.
Right, I'll be on my way then.
We'll point down.
Yeah, she'll kind of start padding off that way. Come on down the stairs. See you working there, Turris. Kind of walk in, look around the room. She hasn't spent much time in the crystal, like the main crystal room. Looks around. It's like, hey, this is something.
He takes like one of the tools out of his mouth that he was holding on while he's working with another tool in his hand. It's quite novel, isn't it?
I think I've read about something like this in a novel.
Steris is
close enough.
Steris is coiled in a meditative posture with her staff across her lap as she's kinetically controlling the ship. Are my senses still with me in the room, or it's fully encompassed in?
Yeah, it's like a
manning
little
the ship?
echoey. It kind of sounds like listening to the conversation from around the corner, but you can still hear it.
Okay, cool.
If you pay a lot of attention, you can still kind of feel the cool floor beneath you and everything. You just have no access to your eyes.
Okay. Then I will be listening.
All right. So she'll kind of enter the room, still looking at the crystal, and then like look down at you as you're working. Say,
I hope I'm not interrupting or anything. It can wait.
Oh, no. I'm very good at multitasking.
Right, well, great. That fight was something. Been talking to the crew. Kind of had our lives flash before our eyes a couple of times.
I did say that this would be a fight that goes down in the history books, did I not? The annals
did.
of history.
You did. I'd say it lived up to that.
she kind of furrows her brow, hesitates a little bit. Kind of like nibbles at the inside of her lip while she kind of thinks, kind of remembers the fight.
Stakes were even higher than we thought, even with the warning, I think. Something else for
Can you
sure.
repeat that one more time?
Stakes were higher than we thought,
Oh, okay.
Even with the warning.
It was a encouragement as much as it was a warning.
She nods.
I hope you're not too shaken.
She kind of almost like snaps out of wherever her head went, whatever image from the fight she was conjuring up. And she kind of like eyes kind of snap back to you, brow kind of furrowing even more. She's like,
No, No, I think that we're in.
no, I think that we're all the way in.
He's his smile goes from cheek to cheek, and he like puts his tools down and puts his hands on her shoulders. Amber and Ash, you were invaluable in that fight. And with you and the Ironclad Coalition, we are going to save this realm.
She kind of nods. She'll kind of clasp your arm. She'll say,
we are losing one. One's going to depart. But the rest of us are... We're sold, I think. Happy to be doing something meaningful.
I knew you'd come around eventually.
Well, and around we are. Still want some pay, though. But, but we'll stop trying to fleece you quite so much.
He'll give an audible chuckle and smile. Well, that I do appreciate, but all the same, I'll make sure to take care of you all, as long as you're in service to the Coalition.
she gives a nod.
We appreciate that. We can be telling folks that the Amber and Ash Brigade are an important part of this fight. Oh, keep our heads high.
Indeed.
Good luck with whatever you're working on down here. Looks right messy.
She'll turn and start going back up the stairs.
What would be like appropriate for the. I mean, this is obviously like a legendary amount of effort and stuff that we went through, but like, what would be a humble amount of gold to like give them as a bonus for helping to win the fight?
As a bonus, I have no idea. I'll look up some living wage stuff. I'll look up some like wage levels, and I'll let you know kind of what they are hoping for in that respect.
All right. In that case, yeah, he would kind of stop a moment and like count out some of his coins, put them in a pouch, and give them to her.
Thank you much. I think getting away from that with our lives is bonus enough, but we appreciate this nonetheless. We'll have a nice night out on the town when we get back to town.
Yes, we'll be making our way back to the capital as soon as we're able to. He says, kind of taking a look around the room.
Oh, wonderful. Been a while since we caused trouble back in Songel.
Not too much trouble this time. He'll say with a smile, not with like a frown or anything like that.
Not too much, of course, of course.
He'll chuckle. I'll come see the others as soon as I can, but this will take a while. If you need anything, well, find me here or Armis.
Sounds good. No rush, no rush. And like I said, she'll head on. Back on upstairs. Your level 7 members of Amber and Ash will themselves get leveled up to level 9 going forward. As they commit themselves to the cause and level besides.
Except that one guy.
Except for that one guy.
I only fight for gold. I want to make sure to have a wealthy retirement. I know exactly who it was. I decided to...
You don't know. Maybe he's got kids and he's looking out for his kids.
I assume he's kind of stuck with us until we get back to the city anyhow. But I figure I have time to talk to him before he parts ways anyhow.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna throw him off the ship.
Thanks for bye-bye.
You're dismissed.
And that's the day we found out his name was Wilhelm.
No ticket.
No ticket. In that case, I think I have to do it when I make my preparations. I'm gonna put my Hydra's bond on Amber and Ash during my next daily preparations.
Very cool.
Oh.
I need to write a permanent note about what that means, but I think you just kind of like know the status of them more or less. They like can't lie to you and some stuff. Yeah, I'll need to take another look. But
following these tactics during daily preparations, you can select a number of willing creatures equal to half your level to be part of Hydra's bond. So I can get 6 out of 7 of them, I think.
Gotcha.
Wait, no. Yeah. And at 12, I can get all of them. Wait, no. Yeah. No. I'm confused. I hurt my brain.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm reading all this other text at the same time. Yeah, members of the bond know if another member's telling the truth. They save an effect that would have them act against their allies, such as confused or dominate.
Right. Yeah.
Spend a mythic point to allow the character to attempt to save at mythic percentage.
Awesome. Okay.
I've had it. I don't know why my brain just fritzed on math.
After a little while, you get a message, a voice relayed by Crystal from Ruhaira, who says, "It is good to see that you are well, still in the air. Some warning would have been nice for that blast."
Had I known about the intensity of it, I would have provided a warning, but I didn't quite shape out as I imagined it, but it was successful nonetheless.
Indeed. We were unable to track the location of the two vessels that escaped, and were not able to finish them off, as we ourselves had to become quite concerned with our own vessel's survival. We'll have to make our own repairs before we are able to pursue. Under different circumstances, we could have defeated our enemies a little more completely. But as the saying amongst your people goes, it is what it is.
Incredible. Coming from you, I feel like that's a glowing review of the battle.
There's a metallic scoff in your head.
I did see one of them go south, or we did see stairs. Somebody saw one of them go south, right? Or Crystal reported.
Yes, the one you were combating went south. Apparently, the Veilspire kind of lost track of it since they were engulfed a little more completely in the blast.
Right. Well, yeah. Regurgitate that information. Yes, the vessel that we were combating fled south after we killed many of its defenders. It's possible that the two remaining are regrouping in that direction.
Likely. That is helpful. We will see what we can do to track them down, but with the hole remaining open in the sky, it becomes more dangerous for us to assist outside of our vessel. I do not recall if we have explained this to you, but we are something of a beacon to many of these void creatures with our telepathic abilities. Well, my compatriots' telepathic abilities. We don't want to be calling them directly to the gap in our defenses.
I trust your discretion.
It's kind of a nonverbal affirmative kind of pops into your mind.
If you need any assistance, we will be traveling back to the capital soon, but there's something dire. Be happy to help render it.
Nothing dire on our end, simply loose ends that we cannot pull at present. That second spire, chief among them. They themselves do not appear to be battle ready at present, but we cannot engage directly, and I do not recommend you doing so in that vessel.
Do you have any data on that city thing?
You get this kind of idea that passes through your mind more than a word. Sometimes when you're a telepathic society and things are going bad quickly, like what happened on the Fours world, an idea kind of like spreads before a name does. So the words you put to it are a second sorrow for that spire. But those aren't like, she does not think those words. It's kind of just a thought, an idea that enters your head that kind of translates loosely to that, just like an image, you know? And she'll continue speaking, saying, it is not crewed by fighters like us the way First Fallen was. And again, First Fallen is just kind of an idea and not the actual words that you interpolate. It was taken by warriors from the world where the Seraph was born. They are very powerful warriors. They gained much strength from their sun god on their own world. Made them nigh unstoppable, at least on their home turf. I do not know much of what they have done to the systems in that city, how they have bent it to their own whims, only that they are capable. We have very little intelligence to share on the state of that city.
Is there anything you can share from its from when it was default, from when it was first created?
It does not have many weapons aboard. Any systems are primarily tied to the support of life or the defense of the structure itself. It was not meant to be a warship. It is a place that protects life. So, it has quite strong barriers from external assault. Part of why we could not easily chase it down. Especially in our current state.
Interesting choice for the Seraph to twist into his machinations.
Indeed. An excellent vessel to get a large number of fighters from one place to another. And to feed them, for that matter. It is meant to be self-sustaining, without external resources. It's kind of like a wistful sigh. It's like truly a feat of engineering in its day.
It was one of the most novel things I've ever laid eyes on.
We had several such cities back on our home world. It has been many years since I have seen one. It is a shame to see them in this state, in this circumstance. We can send you blueprints to aid with whatever foolish endeavors you may have in the future.
but there is no telling how they have transformed this city. These will be relayed to the Arks.
Did she actually catch herself, or?
No, I just stumbled.
Oh, okay. I'll give a smile at the foolhardy comment and nod. I appreciate that. I can't wait to go on this next fool's errand, and this will help be a good starting point.
Your appreciation is not necessary. Results will suffice.
And results you shall get.
She does not respond. If there are no further words within a couple of seconds, she will sever the connection.
Goodbye.
And replacing the connection, Crystal will have blueprints for the city as it was.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly what I wanted. Well, I feel like we're probably not going to take on that thing for a little bit of time.
You're just hoping that there will be a ship we'll get to take over.
And not but a minute later, there's kind of a strange, not quite a thunderclap, but that is probably the closest that I could describe, but kind of a rumble in the distance, as the Veilspire shifts dimensions and disappears back into hiding.
What funny people.
Why do you find them so humorous?
Yeah.
Isha like pops out of the door.
Do you not?
No. I find them endlessly tedious.
That's another word for it. Even now, the Fulham's followers have such a very certain way of thinking and interacting with others around them.
Yes, it comes from being the strongest on their planet and on ours for as long as they have breathed. She's sort of walking around the Arks' core, looking at the, like, I guess, projected blueprints.
Yeah, totally.
This, she sort of puts the medallion next to Turris. Turkon found that on the body of what was once whatever you were fighting. It's not magical, but it might be worth something to someone.
Oh. It'll be good value for our new recruits, I suppose. Yeah, funding a war now, I suppose.
Indeed.
what do you make of these blueprints? Have you seen anything like them? Quite a fascinating vessel.
I can't say I have. The gaps in my knowledge come from looking too far ahead and seeing too far back.
I suppose that makes sense. At any rate, this is what's flying up there. Seems like,
It is wondrous and useful, it seems.
yes, a self-sustaining ship. Ship of life turned into some sort of military carrier for who knows what sort of army.
They won't risk coming inside the veil, knowing that it can be used to hurt them.
Suppose an open wide door is quite disconcerting if you're trying to invade the home, isn't it? Especially if you just witnessed a brethren ship plummet.
Yes, we'll have time to rest and recover.
We're not going to hold on to this bluff for long, though.
Certainly.
And you're lucky the Veilspire didn't give me an earful about it. I'm surprised they didn't even mention it.
They are cowards, I fear.
Funny that. Very powerful cowards, but considering how long they've been hiding away under orders, can't help but agree in some way. At any rate, they're going to be chasing after the remaining ships that are still skittering about the realm. I'm going to be making the necessary preparations to bring us back to the capital. There's here is assisting with a bit of pilot training, if you will.
I see.
I don't suppose you know anything about Four's fortress propulsion systems. Work on those at all while I'm doing this.
Unfortunately, the propulsion system by which this castle flies is pretty dissimilar from the ones I'm familiar with.
Oh, they're all the same, really, if you break them down far enough. At least I've found. It's quite fascinating, really. Insert, like, at least 20 seconds of Turris rambling about propulsion systems.
Oh God, let me turn my ears off.
Turris proceeds to find the most complicated way to say air go down, vessel go up.
And halfway through, Isha's like, I know where this is going, and no. The ones I'm used to don't require air.
Ah, completely magic, eh?
Indeed.
What do you suppose is keeping that thing up there?
I don't know. Perhaps by the same logic, but by using matter instead.
Yes, that makes sense to me. I would quite like to visit it, but I know for a fact that if and when we do, won't quite like being there.
I think it will be enjoyable regardless.
Chris will smile at the blueprints. Kind of pull out his tools again. So how are you feeling after he kind of waves his hand up towards the sky. All of that got quite dire for everyone, I think.
I'm not sure how I feel. It is a relief, to be sure. But my feelings on the matter are complicated.
Yes, I only can imagine that. Especially considering you helped weave the veil, eh?
Yes. Though they somehow turned a curtain into a brick wall.
Well, I will say that I really am all for returning this world to what it could be without the Fall. It will never be the same before, but it can be its own world again. So I am still a little more than worried about the fact that eventually that ship will come down.
Turnus. And she is sort of like, she turns and you can see there are these like sort of golden circles that are sort of overlaying her eyes, and they're like clocks that are ticking. But we need them to come down.
He blinks and kind of like watches them for a moment, kind of studying.
It will be scary, yes, but the world needs that ship. When it comes down to it, some people would prefer the Four's rule over the rule of their own.
Kind of rolls his eyes. You're not wrong, even if I can't understand why.
And when it comes time, that ship will belong to us.
Cracks a smile. Now that's what I hope you were leading towards.
And then, at the end of it all, this world will truly be free.
He'll smile and nod. Well, here's to a free world. Kind of puts out his hand.
She just sort of is looking at your hand.
You're supposed to take it. I read it in a book.
Oh. And she like reaches out.
I think of it like this. And then he like...
Wish I could see this.
You're just hearing it.
I just hear it.
I think it looks something like this.
Yeah, we are just doing a handshake all in the wrong way.
Terse has learned so much about society and whatnot and how people function, but still, a lot of it is written and knowledge and not actually experienced yet. So,
I can't help but feel that we are doing this wrong, but I can't say I know the correct way either.
well, the societal books that I've read say that many groups often make their own handshakes anyhow. So this one can be ours. Says
I,
smiling.
s- I see.
Cut to Turkon giving, Mud Buddy like the super sophisticated like handshake.
Like a 20-step handshake.
Turkon can actually
They've
take
added
Mud Buddy's
on.
hand, like literally take it, and then put it back on.
It ends with him taking the hand off, throwing it in the air, and hitting it with the hammer.
It grows back.
Yeah. All right. If you guys don't have more immediate aftermath stuff to do, you can pretty quickly get the arcs back into mostly, pretty good condition. To the point where Crystal can continue the repairs more or less on their own, / with the helps of the golems, and you can begin heading back towards Songale. You can get your
Wonderful.
rests. Get the
I will. I guess so. I guess this isn't like super important.
Mhm.
Wait, I don't actually have any more settings. Okay, never mind.
Okay. That is. Let me see. It's an interesting point. How are things going? Okay. Very well. So, it will take only about a day or so to get back to Songale, technically a little longer with the less than full capacity propulsion, but you don't have to worry about
Question.
that too much here. What's up?
What if I do not rest and in fact keep repairing the ship?
Then you can be fully repaired by the time you get to Songale, if that is what you would like. Technically, you would get to Songale faster. In terms of actual in-game days, it is not appreciably like it won't be enough faster to.
Please
matter.
don't make me fly the ship for more than 2 hours.
I think you don't have to once Crystal's like mostly up and running anyhow.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
But Turris would want to like make sure he would spend like all the time trying to make sure all the systems are repaired and Crystal's fully repaired. And also to like learn about them for future battles.
Makes sense. Yeah, you will have. After this, you'll have the knowledge to make. When it comes to repairing the arcs, you will have the. Oh god, what's it called? There's a feat that's like battle medicine, but it's for making repairs in battle. You'll effectively have that for emergency patches for the arcs, even if you don't have that feat.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
You will educate yourself enough on the arcs systems to be able to make those kinds of emergency repairs.
I
So
figured the best way to learn is while it's actually getting actively repaired.
yeah. Let's see. I think as you are working, this can be while Steris is still guiding the ship before the repairs are totally done. As you are, just as you're working on the crystal, while Steris is still there, and whoever else wants to be around, you'll hear the crystal will, slightly out of character, kind of like chirp in without being prompted at some point. Just say, Turris, I had a strange anomaly that I believe worked in our favor in this fight. But could be a detriment in the future. I'm concerned about what it means for my... Kind of like stops and like hangs on that word concerned before continuing. It could be troublesome with respect to my intended directives.
Elucidate, Crystal.
Some vessels, such as those that are made into cities, are created with caretakers that are granted souls, the ability to think on their own, make decisions. It is the Four's determination that vessels of war are not suited for such things. It would be unnecessarily cruel to give a vessel of war a soul, the ability to think and feel beyond necessary parameters.
Right.
In this battle, as the invading vessel was sundered, there was a moment that I could only consider and explain as panic, as a spike in the value of self-preservation. And then there's almost more like hesitation, like Crystal doesn't quite know how to continue or how to explain further. But after a moment, if you don't interject, it will say, it is my determination that I have developed an unintended amount of will.
He's a baby. Turris, like, his eyes are like so wide right now, and he almost like doesn't know what to think.
A lot of that happening today.
A lot of that happening today. Yeah. That's going around, man. That's going around. Does Crystal know what I am exactly? Like, does he?
I think that's been put together, yes.
Yeah, okay.
you get the sense that that is perhaps why they are speaking to you about this. In fact.
Yeah. Yeah. First kind of puts his hand against like the crystal just to kind of like feel and connect and kind of like see if he can kind of like pull out any like thoughts or feelings or emotions or anything like that of either from the battle or presently. But he'll say, yes, I think I was quite like you once. Now I'm something more, something I'd like to think better. Compatriots and I, we've made a huge impact on this realm, and now with you, you have too. For the good of the realm. So if you can, try to take some pride in that, in what you've done, what you've helped to accomplish.
Right. Roll me a diplomacy check just to convince Crystal of this. Okay.
I'm a mythic fan. I'm a mythic fan.
You're like, I could be more diplomatic.
I could be more diplomatic.
I thought that was gonna roll over to the one. It is your lot to investigate, to lead. It makes a great deal of sense that you have been gifted with these capabilities, with a soul to feel and relate to the others around you. And motivations to strive further than logic would sometimes dictate. It is dangerous for a vessel such as myself to have these things. Leaving logic aside to make these emotional determinations. In this case, it perhaps led to the safety of those aboard, but in other cases it could lead to catastrophe, and I am concerned. It says that concerned with a bit more conviction this time. And then Crystal continues and says, but I will try to be prideful, as you say, of this development. I will attempt to see it as more than an aberration.
I acknowledge that I can see the concerns that you have, and statistically speaking, it could introduce unknown variables in the future. Catastrophe? I don't know if I'd go that far. But I will dwell on your concern as well. And, if you should choose yourself not to, complicate your, duties with these emotions, then I'm sure there's some way that we can scrub them from you, but I encourage you to think about it for a time, as I will your concerns. And then maybe we'll confer again together.
A hypothetical for you to consider that may, in case it will lead you to consider righting this affliction.
Very well.
If a point comes where I overvalue my self-preservation, and you and others of the crew are in danger but not aboard, it might drive me to flee preemptively. Leave you behind. Would this not be an aberration? Would this not be a catastrophic danger to the mission?
Oh, it would, but I know you wouldn't do that.
Such trust seems unearned.
Maybe what I've learned about myself betrays what I believe is in you. But I'll tell you this: I was never meant to be sentient. It happened from a dying wish. It caused quite a bit of commotion at first, but worked out in the end. And in terms of you worrying about such a possibility, well, the only reason I'm fairly certain that won't happen is simply because I've come to understand myself in the world in such a way that I am a tower. I am a being of mana and energy, stitched together with stone and metal and wood and all sorts of other things. But I'm not the sum of my parts. People that inhabit me, people I fight with, we're all a part of a greater whole, and I would be nothing without them. I would be nothing without the people residing within me, as you would be nothing without those that do battle with you here. So, if you were to flee in a battle such as that, worrying that your own safety over those that board you, you would be leaving a piece of yourself behind to die. At least that's how I see it if I were to betray my friends in such a way.
It considers this for a moment and then says, it is my duty to inform you that my former logical directives would point out that while you speak with much stirring emotion, very persuasively, the hope with which you say these things is an unreliable parameter to make these kinds of decisions upon. But I will consider your words.
Good, he says, kind of patting the crystal again. Life is full of unreliable parameters, and I'm still learning how to go about it most logically as well, but also to lead with this feeling inside me, to trust it, to know that it's right, even if I don't know why, or even if the books I read might say otherwise. That's just all I can say on this.
Perhaps with time, other feelings will overcome the unsurety that I feel. And despite Crystal saying that, you do get the sense that Crystal has been put at ease somewhat. Even though they are perhaps outwardly sounding a little doubtful.
If you ever wish to confer like this again, it will be no bother to me.
Understood.
Very good. Let's keep getting you fixed up.
That would be appreciated. As you're wrapping up that conversation, you now have confirmation that spark of familiarity you felt when you entered the caverns of the Arcs, when you were in that labyrinth. You believe that was, in fact, the Arc's Systinium, and not Archivist.
Mm.
As great as Archivist
Sterical-
is. Sorry, go on.
Stairs will chime in from where she's sitting, eyes still closed as she's focusing on piloting the ship. She'll say, Crystal, if the Four thought it cruel for warships to be given a soul, how did this come to be?
You are connected by a telepathic bond at the moment. Go ahead and just give me a... Let's see. Unless you want to make an argument for something else, go ahead and just give me a perception roll.
Sure.
I will reveal this, and you can decide what to do with that. As you kind of, as Crystal kind of speaks, and says, "I have considered the possibilities. I am certain that the Four did not imbue me with this capability, this aberration. I am uncertain what could have been the trigger."
Oh.
But
I mean... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Steris, you have a flash. You've seen, I think, let's see. What? Maybe you haven't. I'm trying to remember what all you've seen. But you see this flash of actual aberrations attacking a city that the Arcs is a part of. The Arcs used to be part of a bigger city. And you get a feel from this kind of central location. You're getting this sense from the Arcs as the Arcs experienced it. How to put this? You get a echoing flash of a conversation that Crystal was privy to, of I think a voice that you instinctively recognize. You put the name Kalaishin to it, because Crystal recognizes the voice, saying, pleading with the Four, saying, "You must flee. Our warriors will gladly make this sacrifice. We are dead already if we stay. You must. And I beg you, activate the long-range jump. It will siphon the energy of the aberrations, and we will gladly give our souls and our lives to see you ferried away to continue this fight another day, and to die here in vain under their claws, be turned into them, be corrupted by them as our brothers have. And then, like, a flash 2 moments later of that same person standing outside in the courtyard, like weapon raised, fighting off aberrations, as suddenly they let out a cry and like blue fire kind of erupts around their entire body and gets pulled inward toward the core that you are standing at. And you get a different flash of like almost a blueprint of this city, with these blue light sources, hundreds of them suddenly like appearing on this blueprint overlay and being sucked toward the core, toward the center, towards Crystal. And feeling this kind of like sense of power, of like being, of kind of like tingling, overwhelming energy kind of being sucked into you. And then the kind of familiar lurch of being teleported to, say, Turris's tower. That kind of sinking feeling, that drop in your stomach of being teleported. And arriving over this world, over the world that you know as home, as you stares. And you just are getting these flashes of like memories of that final moment on that planet, on that other world, as Crystal is trying to explain. That they don't know how this could have happened. But you get this flash of a moment where they absorbed hundreds of souls into themselves to perform this great magic.
I assume I did not feel this at all. Even
You
if
did
I was,
not.
like, touching the crystal.
What?
It's okay if I didn't. I want to hear Steris explain it.
You did not. That was a unique insight from being telepathically connected to this crystal computer that doesn't know how to process emotions and might accidentally overshare through such a thing as a telepathic connection.
Yeah.
Bless his heart. Bless his oversharing heart.
But as that's happening, like, I would have done research into like living constructs like this, like myself and potentially Crystal.
Yeah, and
Like, would I have found anything at all, or was it like completely a non-subject until like I showed up?
not a non-subject. There's quite a bit of literature, especially in Visicia's library, about there are constructs that you've run into, created by the Four, that are like either gifted with created souls, like you gather from Visicia's writing at the very least, that Ruhaira is someone who was created, whose soul was like gifted and created. There are others who have souls like embedded in the construct. Like you kind of think Sentry was a situation like that. You kind of think Envoy was like that.
Yeah.
And other people have accomplished this. Like people who aren't the Four have managed to, in the past, create constructs and then like transfer people to them. In recent history, someone named Adam put. Actually, was that? I don't know if that would be shared. Never mind. I don't know if that information would have gotten to you. But yeah. Places such as the Arcs. We have not gotten to the point where Steris explains any of this yet, right? You're just kind of trying to think in your own head before that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm mulling over all the information that I've poured over.
Yeah, I figure that's what Turris is doing while I am getting these
Yeah.
images.
Yeah. There's a plethora of ways that a soul can be tied to a thing. There are haunted objects, possessions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bevy of ways souls can do weird things.
And it always comes back to the fact that like a soul would have to be like implanted into the construct rather than like the construct itself being of magical nature suddenly gain sentience.
More or less. I mean, as far as like stuff you've read, yes.
Okay. That's kind of my personal experience too, sort of. I just know in like the manual that the dungeon comes from.
Yeah.
Like some say they just suddenly they get old enough and they're like, well, he's smart now. So I was just wondering what the lore
Right.
constraints are here, what that research would provide.
I think we as players know that other weird things can happen. Like a dungeon can just experience enough life that it gains sentience, according to that manual.
Yeah.
But as far as like in-world literature goes, that kind of thing would be written off as like something else happened. Something else. We don't know what it was. We weren't there for the moment. Something else definitely happened though.
Gotcha.
A very skeptical view of that.
All right, so I'd already be like in the mindset of like somebody stuck a soul in this guy. It's very likely with a fort.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I guess that's what Terse would reiterate, being like normally it takes a soul to spark sentience in a constructed magical entity such as myself or the tower, myself or rocks. Which leads me to wonder why now rather than when we first awakened Arcs. It was latent. Well, there was not a lot of people around when any of these things happened on such a grand scale. No one was around when I was born. Perhaps it takes time.
Kind of
Or perhaps
Go ahead.
whoever's soul happened to attach themselves to the arcs has some similar goals or motivations to the mission that we're pursuing. Maybe that awakened it.
Chris will give a thoughtful nod and smile. Does seem quite possible as well.
Or is it perhaps more likely that the Arx was never a war vessel? Sorry, I'm just passing through. I was looking for scene.
Considering what we know about the... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
We're quite used to you inserting yourself in conversation by now.
Has anyone seen him?
Last I saw, he was in the courtyard. I don't know if I can get a pinpoint since I am sharing sense of the ship. Can I zoom in on that real quick?
Yeah, I think you can like you're getting more used to this. You kind of like look over to the side instinctively and you don't like see scene, but you get like a little blip in a direction, you know, kind of scene's pinpoint location. Scene where you hanging out.
I think Scene would be kind of up in the courtyard, just like walking around looking at everything.
Got it. Scene is in the courtyard. Meandering.
He's meandering the courtyard.
Isha leaves.
And yeah, she's gone.
It is my understanding that I have always been designated a military vessel, charged primarily with the defense of the Four's fortress.
My thoughts exactly. This seems like an unintended development on the part of the Four, but perhaps one that was brought along by great conflict or great magic.
Ah, much like me, you are an accident.
I'd be most interested to find a way to identify what soul attached itself to you, Arcs. Crystal?
That's what I'm.
Though perhaps that doesn't matter, as you are you, regardless.
It does seem prudent to investigate the circumstances of this development.
You mentioned worry about your concern for your drive for self-preservation. I know Paris already spoke to it a bit, but I think your concern alone is evidence that you care about the mission the same as us.
The logic follows.
We work to protect you, and you do that in turn with us.
I simply do not wish to be a liability to that mission. But I do see the logic in what you are saying.
Well, I've been meaning to do research on souls anyway, so I'll add you to the list.
I do appreciate that.
I definitely would like to take part in this endeavor. Learning more about you might also help me learn more about myself. Constant strive I have as well.
I appreciate that as well. I shall think on matters and share any developments that I may come to.
Splendid.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to be telekinetically connected to Arcs.
Yeah. You want
But
to push a
perhaps I
little while
can-
you're in there?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, could I poke around a little while I am connected?
You could definitely, yeah, you could try.
Alright.
The crystal. I'm having feelings. Everyone, let's push him. Let's immediately let's do it.
It's just so convenient. I'm right here.
And you just can't fucking resist.
Why would I resist?
I provided a very two-sided conversation to the matter. I wasn't pushing. I was like, hey, you come to me when you're ready to talk, buddy.
I would let you roll kind of any recall knowledge, I suppose, if you want to, like, I don't know, recall some knowledge with Crystal's framing, with Crystal's memories and thoughts and feels. Or you could just roll perception again.
I'll start with perception, just as Crystal stated that they're going to think on things. Perhaps I will be getting the stream of said thoughts, or I can tap into the stream of those thoughts.
Yeah, I think you can listen in a little bit here. The telepathic connection is lowering the DC somewhat here. Yeah, they go. Basically, they think very fast. First of all, they are kind of a computer. So they flash through like in about 5 seconds. They flash through like 45 conversations in fast forward. That kind of, and you kind of follow. That kind of corroborate what Crystal was saying about being like designated a military vessel, and never in those conversations with or around the four was there any hint that they were supposed to have a soul or be able to think for themselves or make determinations other than following like logical parameters, logical directives. And they do kind of quickly narrow down that the moment the moment that the aberration arose, the moment that they first had a feeling instead of a logical mathematical outcome, was when they arrived at this world. So then they are left with the question that kind of like lingers in their mind that you get a snippet of is like, so was it in the act of leaving or the act of arriving, and what could have caused it? And then branches down at the same time, like 40 different parameters that could influence it.
I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out. My headache is so bad now. I tried to keep up with the computer.
Yeah, you are now a little bit dizzy in addition to the headache.
Yeah, I'm going back to just flying the ship.
Yeah,
Flying the ship and admiring the sky, the view.
Your last glimpse was them just coming up with a list of parameters of the two worlds and like comparing what is the same or different about the two worlds. Like literally, what about the worlds could have influenced it? And like, yeah, that's your last glimpse. So yeah. And I think that is where we'll leave it for the week, is you 2.5 kind of witnessing Crystal's crisis of becoming a personality and being a person, as you drift on your way back towards Songel, and we'll pick it up at Songel next time.
Excellent.
Wondrous, wondrous.
See, giving him a name mattered.
Maybe it was literally talking to him with a name.
Oh, we did it. Yeah, sure.
It could be something so beautiful, so or it could be having their life come under severe threat of nuclear explosion.
Oh, just a nuclear explosion making their soul come alive? Crazy.
I'm sure they've had hints for a while, but it came to a head when they were engulfed by an enormous fireball, and faced with their own mortality. But you get the impression that Crystal's been keeping this anomaly in mind for a long time, but now has to confront it. Well, thank you guys for playing. We're gonna call that a wrap on season 3, I think.
Oh my gosh.
A little
Oh
quicker,
my
but it does seem
God.
like a
Wow.
nice condensed box. So, thank you guys for playing. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this 3-session brawl. I know.
It was great.
Excellent.
It was very
was
good
wonderful.
time.
We saved all our combat for like one massive burst. And I think the payoff was really good. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. I will. I'm gonna send the song that I've been listening to, not pretty well on repeat while I was like prepping for this session.
Ooh,
I'd love to hear it.
please.
Pay more attention to the vibes than the lyrics, surely. But there's something to the lyrics as well. All right, and I'm gonna go and stream real quick. I'll be right back.
Sounds
Alrighty.
good.
We did take the valley. We did do that.
Indeed.
Just barely.
Just laying down.
Just Turkon needs his me time right now.
Just
Uh,
pissed.
It was getting a little. The water was getting a little muddy and stagnant without a fresh supply anyway. It needed a retrofit one way or another. Getting a little stinky.
Oh my goodness.
There's technically a minotaur bath as well.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okie dokie.
All right, thank you guys for hanging out for the finale of our season 3. We'll be, I think, just starting season 4 next week. I'll have to think of a way to jump right into it. I once again have no idea what the party's doing next, so that's always fun. I'm gonna see if there's anyone we can raid real quick while I wrap it on up. But like I said, thank you guys for hanging out for a little bit of Pathfinder. Let me give a quick shout out to Cartoon Queen, who came in with a raid. A recent kind of acquaintance that I believe I spotted on Blue Sky, but have not gotten the chance to have a longer chat with. But I encourage you to go over and give a follow. Maybe I'll see you there soon. For now, I will be heading out. I want to do some music streams soon, but the new work schedule is kicking my butt just a little bit, so we're going to be trying to find a spot to sneak that in. But my schedule is very fluid and up in the air, and boy, I don't know if you caught it at the start of the stream, but I have a headache like every day coming back from the new job. And until I can figure out how to deal with that, it is tough to come home and like stream after that, but we'll see. I might try to sneak some of that in and not just stream on days off, because if I'm only gonna have 2 days off, that's the math isn't mathing for that. So we'll see if I can find my way here. Thank you for sticking with me in the meantime, dealing with me while I sort it all out. Let me just see. I saw lunch was on earlier. We love a lunchbox. Secret lunchbox is no longer on Sag. That man needs to stream just like a little bit longer. Let's see. All right. Well, we'll call it here. I hope you all have a wonderful end of your week and a wonderful start of your weekend. And I'll see you all again real soon, I hope. Goodbye.